So I'm starting us off right where we left last time, where the innkeeper of the White Lady Inn had run off. She found out you guys had this cauldron, and when you wouldn't sell it to her or give it to her, she decided to run off and take matters into her own hands. So that's exactly where we're going to pick up.
I think I'm gonna crush her head.
So
Guardian's cranky. He's exhausted.
Out of character, I have nothing left. I have no spell slots. No anything left. Just out of character, putting that out there.
No, you still have something you can offer. A meat shield.
I have an axe, and I think I have my breath. That's it.
Well, I know Issa's already out the door, the front door anyway. I don't know about Guardian and the rest.
Well, she went out the door down here, I believe.
Yeah, the innkeeper, Nimitra, she went out the back door, which is not on the map, but I made up that there was a door where you are.
Yeah, I'll head out.
So as you guys walk out of the street, it is darker because it's, more in the evening, and you don't actually see where she went, but as you notice, people are moving into their houses. The lights are on in most of the houses now. The streets are still sort of busy with people going back and forth. There's a little kid moving down the street, lighting the lanterns, to keep some kind of light in the street so you could see, but you don't see any sign of her.
That's fine. I'm just walking away from the inn. I'm heading towards the smithy.
Okay. Is everybody going to follow Guardian, or like Virian and Rogar? What are you guys up to?
Virian missed all of that, so he's tucked in and going to bed.
Virian, it appears that we are no longer welcome in this inn. It is time to roll.
Well, this is some hot horse shit. Okay, I guess we're going.
I'm already following Guardian.
Virian,
I think we all follow.
Virian, I think you had enough time for a short rest, but unfortunately that is not enough to clear your exhaustion.
No, it isn't.
So I take it, Guardian, you said you were going to head back to the smith?
Yep.
This is what happens when you have too many maps and you can't remember which map is which. That's where we are right now.
Too many maps.
So I'm just going to put everyone here with the 3 tokens that we have, unless you all deviate off, and of course let me know. But yeah, as you're walking down the street, you don't hear much out of the ordinary. Like I said, people are still passing here and there, and you have to dodge through the streets with people. Guardian, I think you remember the way, Guardian and Issa, back to the smith fairly easily. You don't hear the sounds of, the smith being worked anymore. You don't hear the sounds of hammer on steel or anything like that.
Alright, well, I'm assuming there's a door I can go knock on.
Yep, you make your way back to the shop, and the dwarf that you spoke to before, she's not outside like she was. She's probably in the main house that's attached to the smithy, and in fact, you see lights there.
I do my best to lightly knock on the door.
Some time passes, and then Olga opens the door. And the worst part about doing accents is you have to remember what the accent was. So here we go. Just, I see you had more questions for me.
No. Kind of in a predicament. Apparently the innkeeper is a... What's the word that Varian likes to use? A horse shit. Yes.
She kind of looks a little to the side, and she says, "Very well, you may come in." And she steps in and expects all of you to follow her.
Squeeze on pass. Sorry.
She doesn't really look at all of you as she walks over to a corner and starts to pour herself something to drink. And I imagine you are all filing in her house correctly. Nobody's lingering.
I have one question real quick though before we continue. The cauldron, where is it right now?
I believe we did it, and it might be in my bag.
Okay. Because I think what Issa would do is wherever that cauldron is, now that she's starting to understand the actual value of it, because she hasn't seen it yet. That was the first time she saw it. So I think she is going to be guarding it almost subconsciously. So wherever you put the cauldron, whether it's in a bag or whatever, she's just sort of nearby.
But Olga, she turns back around and she has a drink in her hand and she looks at all of you kind of casually, but her eyes fixate quite a while on you, Laja. And she doesn't say anything.
Apparently, the innkeeper has some issues with smaller individuals.
She was very rude.
And Olga looks at maybe your holy symbol. I think that's. Do you have. It's not a part of your shield, right, Laja? It's a separate thing.
Yeah, it's a separate thing.
She looks at your holy symbol and she says, I am not too surprised the mark of Lathander would drive many to unhappiness here in Easthaven. And she walks and quickly closes the door.
Is there some possibility we might squat here for the night?
And she looks at all of you and she kind of raises an eyebrow and she says, I don't believe that the rudeness of an innkeeper would be quite enough for you to seek shelter elsewhere. Is there more you're not telling me?
Oh, yes.
Yes, this innkeeper took 15 gold from me.
Apparently, she wanted something of ours, tried to buy it, we refused. She demanded it, we refused. And then she threatened to get the guards.
Yes, that is correct. The 15 gold I gave over willingly.
And she raises her eyebrow and she says, and why should I get involved?
And I think Issa's going to speak up. And GM Josh, because you probably haven't looked at the sheet recently, but I have rustic hospitality as a background feature, which does mean, I'll put it in chat, that basically I can easily fit in with the quote unquote common folk and find a place to rest and recuperate among other commoners. Now,
Wait.
whether or not this blacksmith is considered a commoner, I leave to your discretion, but I sort of puff myself up a little bit and say, well, if it means anything, let's just say that I am the heir to one of the major clans of the area. You may have heard of me, or at least my mother, Sylving's daughter. Maybe rings a bell.
And the only wrinkle in the double rustic hospitality that we have going on here is the last part of that sentence. And she says, perhaps you are still new to Easthaven and you don't remember what they do to criminals here. So where you may run off, this is my home. You have not perhaps noticed the stake in the middle of the courtyard near City Hall, not to mention just outside of town, the place where they tie up the human sacrifices every month. So if you wish me to shelter you, I could be persuaded, but if you are running from a crime, you will find no shelter here.
We have committed no crime. Simply, we denied to sell one of our possessions.
And what exactly was that possession?
A magical trinket that can give us food.
I would see that trinket.
Guardian
And-
just looks at Elijah.
Yeah, if nobody stops me, I'll open up my bag and pull it out. This is something that we would have shared with many people, but it seemed the innkeeper wanted to keep it for herself and charge people to use it. I didn't feel that was right.
She looks at the cauldron slowly and picks it up and turns it over slowly in her hand, just kind of really taking a glance at it. I am familiar with a magic such as this. Of course, it could be used to help very many people, but unfortunately, here in Easthaven, you will find that very few are interested in helping others. It is unfortunate that Nemistra found this. You said that she saw it, is that correct?
Unfortunately.
And she hands it back to you, Elijah. Well, then, your options are very limited, I must say. You are welcome to stay here, of course. If the captain shows up, I will have to tell him that you are here.
Understood.
But understand, you will find no rest here in Easthaven. If the captain, as soon as he learns of such an artifact in your possession, he will turn the town over to find it.
They're very hypocritical. He would steal an item from adventurers, but yet punish anyone that commits a crime.
I think you will find that in many cases, those in power create laws only for others and not for themselves.
I suggest we get to rest immediately.
What about our plan to,
We'll discuss it after Varian and I have managed to warm up properly.
sounds like a plan.
I have very little in the way of hospitality, but there is space in the barn, and she points to the back part of her dwelling here.
What roughly what time is it right now?
7 p.m.
Okay.
The execution is scheduled for in the morning, so as soon as the sun would come up around 8 in the morning is when they plan on lighting Miss Harple on fire.
What's funny about that is that after we stopped playing the last time, I came up with like 4 different ideas of what I could have done differently, which
That's
now
how
no
it always
longer
goes.
applies. Yeah. Maybe we could get some rest and see to our plan in the dead of night.
We'll be sure to not cause too much trouble here. I appreciate you letting us use your barn.
Of course.
If it means anything, I can say that I am here under the I am in the service of Torm and Bahamut, and I am here to do good. I am Rogra. I have not met you, and I realize now it is rude not to introduce myself.
Yes, introductions. I am Olga Brightswing, formerly of Battlehammer Hold.
Battlehammer Hold. Where is that located?
That is northwest of here in the Dwarven Valley.
I am from Neverwinter. But Battlehammer Hold. That sounds very interesting.
I'm
She
going to
raises an
check the
eyebrow.
barn for multiple entrances.
It was a very interesting place before our king went mad and tried to kill all of his subjects.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to make light of such a serious situation. I'm glad you made it out.
And you should keep mentions of your gods elsewhere. There is no god in the Icewind Dale except for Orville the Frost Maiden. And the only followers of a god here are the followers of her evil kind.
Rorgar looks down. He has a holy symbol hanging from his neck. His shield is adorned. His weapon is adorned. He looks to Laja, who is probably also adorned with holy symbols all over the place.
I
We could do our best.
Of course, you are welcome to hold on to whatever beliefs that you have, but as I say, they will not serve you here. Now, if you will, I myself must retire.
Before you go, what do you know of this Frost Maiden?
Or the Frost Maiden, we are under her curse.
And have you seen the statue in Town Hall?
I have not seen the statue. However, I have seen the Frost Maiden herself burning across the sky. If you are here in a week's time, all you will have to do is look up and you will see it. On a clear night. On the new moon, you can see it. I
Did
promise you,
know-
once you have seen her, you will never be the same again.
Did you know that the Frost Maiden is mortal?
Mortal or not, the horror of her appearance is certainly too real.
Well, I recommend you stay away from the statue in Town Hall. It seems to make people mad.
Quite a lot of that going around these days.
True. Well, good night, and thank you for your hospitality. If I had, say, 15 gold, I would give it to you, but that was taken from me by Shady Innkeeper.
She says, your gold is not necessary, and by a look, she looks at all of you, you probably should hold on to it.
Thank you again.
And after you walk out, Guardian, she actually walks over to you, Laja, as you're getting ready to leave, and she says, a word, please.
Of course.
And she makes sure, she doesn't really watch the rest of you, but she makes sure that Guardian is actually out of earshot when she says to you, Laja, your unusually armored friend, what do you know of him?
Not too much. He does things that I don't quite understand. Seems to be working for some sort of larger purpose that I'm not familiar with. But he's trustworthy. So
I have seen
good enough.
beings like him before. King Silverstream and Battlehammer Hold created an army of them, and then used his black crown to turn them against his people.
Do you think he's dangerous?
When I first met him, I was not very sure of him, but he seems to be in control of himself. However, he carries the look of a horde of creatures that destroyed my people. I would say you should not trust him. Do not trust him very much. I know I do not.
I'll keep that in mind. I appreciate you telling me this. I know it's probably not something you like to think about.
The Forge Hammer was lost at Battlehammer Hold, and its powers, amongst many, were the ability to create life in automatons such as that. It is possible, if your friend was not created by my former king, that someone else, if they have the hammer, created him. That is all that I know.
That's really I'll remember that. If I can find that hammer, I'll make sure it's at least not in bad hands.
The last time I saw the Forge Hammer was in the Forge and Battlehammer Hold. We left it as we fled for our lives. It is a regret that I often have that I did not have the courage to take it. A relic of our people is still in that cursed place.
Well, I'm sure it was more important to get out safely than to die over something that you might not have been able to get a hold of. At least you're here and you've made a life here in Easthaven.
Yes, indeed. Such a life that it is.
It's certainly better than no life at all.
On that note, are you going to the exhibit tomorrow morning?
I think we're hoping to be out of town before tomorrow morning. I think we'll be getting up early, so hopefully it won't be uh, too much of a problem.
The guards will mostly be around the town hall. If you take to the western gate, you will have less chance of being seen.
Thank you. If there's anything that we can do for now, at least, um, just let me know. I'm willing to help with whatever you need.
Thank you. I've made a life for myself here in Easthaven. I tend to not get involved in the local politics and just keep my head down as much as I can. It's a dangerous place. In fact, all of Icewind Dale is a dangerous place now.
I've sort of gotten that idea from a lot of the places that we've been at so far. Uh, it's a shame that people have to deal with such hardship here.
Yes, indeed. Now I will trouble you no more. You may go rest.
And I will take my leave.
Hey, by the way, Issa, whenever you mentioned your lineage, she didn't really even seem to pay much attention to it. It didn't. Like she probably knows who that is, but it didn't seem to mean much to her. If you're back.
How rude.
But is anyone else going to do anything before they tuck in?
So this barn that Olga pointed us to, it's a separate building.
It's built off of the side of her structure. So describing the house that she has like a small house that's her actual house. It might actually serve as a shop when it's open, although you guys went in sort of a side door. And then on the side there's an open forge, and then in the back there's a barn which probably used to hold horses or other livestock, but now is completely cleared out. It's mostly closed to the elements, but there are parts that are open.
But it's connected?
Yeah, it's connected, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
no animals. You don't have to share a room with a horse or anything.
Is there hay?
Yeah, I'll say there's hay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're not sleeping on the snow, you're not sleeping in the dirt, but it's not exactly great accommodations.
Okay, yeah. Rorgar's not doing anything special. He's just I think he's just going to attempt to get some rest with everyone else.
So the question remains, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to sleep in and try to get up in time to meet and try to like beat the burning, or did you want to just get up and leave town?
I think the plan was like a late night, early morning breakout, but I'm not 100% on that.
I think so as well. Although I have to say it's terrifying, but
Yes.
I feel like that's what we're gonna do.
And Rorgar's more along the he right now he's just along for the ride at this point.
Yeah, so I said the sacrifice is going to be around 8 o'clock. So you guys let me know. If you take a long rest, then, you're sleeping through the night. So just let me know when you would want to get up in order to head out. Because that does kind of matter depending on how close you want to play it to when the actual, sacrifice is. Or execution,
Well,
I should say.
You said it's around, what'd you say, 6?
Right
7, I believe.
Right now, it's about 7 p.m.
Oh, I
and
meant
this,
for the burning.
the execution's going to be at 8 in the morning.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, you have a long time.
I know we need 4 hours for Virion, right? I would like a rest because I have nothing left. So if I guess if we aimed around 1 a.m.
I think that could work. Most people will probably be asleep.
Guardian might be able to keep watch.
I mean, I can keep watch as well. I don't have any levels of exhaustion, and I'm pretty full up on pretty much everything. So
Yeah, that could work too. So I think that's the plan, unless anyone wants to do any like more exploring or anything like that. Rogar's also not great at stealth, so if he explored, he'd instantly give away who he was and what he was doing here. So he's probably not going to do that.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys can take a long rest and, wake up at 1. A long rest will also clear your exhaustion, Guardian, and Virion.
Now I think Virion had 2 levels, right?
I think he just had 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just had the 1.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, if you're trying to sell me on giving him 2 levels of exhaustion.
I'm pretty sure it was 1. I can check the VOD if you want.
No, I think it was 1.
I'm just trying to make it harder. That's all.
Yeah,
You're just
please
trying to make it
do that.
interesting.
So as all of you wake up, and I think Issa, you probably were doing a shorter guard shift, but the streets are actually kind of quiet, Issa, as you're looking around. You don't see anything. You don't see any guards like running down towards the house or anything. And 1 o'clock rolls around. It's very dark. As I said before, most of the lights in the houses are actually out, and the illumination that you really receive are the lanterns that are lit down the streets of Easthaven. But for the most part, you don't see much of a persistent patrol, at least down this street, Issa, as everyone else wakes up or comes to out of their respective trances.
And as everyone comes around, I just sort of nod at each of them in turn and say, well, unless they have mustered all of their forces to guard Town Hall, I think we're going to have an easy shot of this as long as we stay quiet.
Ah, good. Staying quiet is a specialty of Rorgar. And as he's saying that, every part of his armor is clanking together.
Mm-hmm. Well, if anyone has anything to say or do before we do this, I get the feeling once we hopefully rescue this individual, we're not exactly going to be welcome here anymore.
Yes, I will admit this. For Rorgar, this is his first jailbreak. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
Keep quiet, not kill anyone unnecessarily, and in general, once you have the escapee, you get the hell out of wherever you're going.
Does anyone else have experience with this sort of operation?
I mean, how hard could it be? We just got to get into town hall, we have to break a lock, and then we have to leave.
Fair enough. And it is for the greater good. I make peace with this. We may be breaking laws here, but I think we are doing a good thing for all of Icewind Dale. So I am committed to this cause. I will follow. And if I make a mistake, it is rookie mistake. Don't worry.
Well, hopefully we won't have to do more than 1 jailbreak.
Yes, one is good enough for Rogar.
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. I thought you were talking before.
No.
Yeah, so as you
I mean,
guys...
Nick, what I would say is that you probably do want to prep silence.
Oh,
Just-
yes, I already clicked it. But then as I was debating, after I'd clicked the button, Josh moved back to my main page. And I'm like, how
Sorry.
dare you? It's okay.
I can never remember Laja's character sheet. And it's important. It'll come up later, but
That
there was
means
something
that
I
I
was
can
looking...
I can change anything and you won't know the difference.
That's exactly the truth. I won't remember. As long as she
Yeah, I
stays a
won't do
dwarf,
that.
that's all I'll know.
I have nothing that unless I take, even if I take off my armor, I'm just at a 0 for stealth checks. But with my armor on, I'm a disadvantage all the way.
No, it's fine. I have
Right.
disadvantage too, so it's probably a good idea for me
Maybe
to
we
prep
hang
silence.
back.
Well, it's one of those things where you have to keep your armor on because you have heavy armor, which means it
Yeah.
takes 10 minutes to get in and out of it. So
I believe so. Chainmail.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Yes.
We're basically criminals.
Experienced criminals, probably. Look at us.
So tell me the
Okay.
plan that you guys have. How's this going to go down?
I think if we're looking at a plan, we're looking towards someone else to lead the charge on that.
I mean, again, it's a very simple plan. We get to town hall, we get to the basement, we crack a lock, we leave.
True. The only thing is there's going to be a lot of guards around town hall, I think we were told,
Mm-hmm.
because of the burning.
Well, then we're going to need a distraction.
Ooh, how do we contact Suzanne?
I was just about to say,
Mhm.
I think we have an okay distraction. It is 1 a.m. We have plenty of time, so we can go grab Suzanne and then have her be the distraction.
We also can't communicate with Suzanne.
Suzanne might pick up what Rorgar's putting down if he really tries to communicate.
Yeah,
Maybe you
Rorgar
can
can communicate with her.
some kind of persuasion. Like, if you do this job for us, Suzanne, you'll get all the rotting carcass
All the trout we can
you
catch.
can handle.
So no trout, you mean?
Well,
that would be
She
no
doesn't
trout.
know that. She wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Suzanne wasn't there for that. That's metagaming.
So yeah, let's go over and see if Suzanne is hopefully where we left her.
So everyone's going to make their way. The way that you guys came in, the direction to Suzanne is actually the direction that Olga told you to take, Laja, if you wanted to get out of town once the execution was started, the west gate. She
Yep.
said that one would be the least guarded. That
Probably 'cause
western
it's
gate is what
furthest
you'd have to...
away from the town hall.
Yeah. So the opposite direction of where you'll eventually want to be. But as you guys are walking, so tell me, as you're going through town, are you going stealthily, or are you just kind of walking through town, just trying to blend in? Like, what's the move here?
Well, hopefully we're not deliberately making a scene, but I mean, I guess the real question is, I mean, are we seeing like wanted posters for ourselves? Because I'm curious whether the whole guard, this might have happened while I stepped away, but has there been any signs that they have been turning the town over, trying to get that cauldron?
You haven't seen any, but you also haven't left the smithy. Like, you were sort of on a, I think, Issa, you said you were doing some guard duty. So I imagine
Yeah.
that was probably just looking out the window, checking the streets, occasionally sticking your head out the door. You didn't see any guards walking down the street, like turning over houses. Doesn't necessarily mean they're not. It just means you didn't see it.
Okay. And that's why I asked, because if I didn't see it, I don't know.
East,
Yeah, I
East
think we're
Haven's
just
also a very big place.
right. Yeah, I think we're just moving along somewhat quietly. I don't think enough to really need a stealth check, but just sort of moving with purpose.
And as you guys are probably 2/3 of the way down the street, like the main street, making your way towards the gate, because you didn't tell me you were going to take a side street or anything. You're just kind of walking down the quickest way to get to where you're trying to go. Coming down the street, like you guys, as you're walking down the main street, you see it's mostly abandoned. There aren't too many people. I'm setting this scene up here. When all of a sudden, you hear over the sounds of you moving through the street. Oh, hello, my friends, my friends. It is you again. How are you returning for the seance? And you look up, and it's Ronaldo. He's making a straight line right towards you, Issa.
I ignore him. I keep moving as if I haven't seen or heard him.
Oh no, you must have thought again about the seance, yes?
Just ignoring him. He's not there. Just on moving.
So Issa, you just kind of push past Ronaldo. What do the rest of you do?
Just keep moving, following Issa.
Yeah, we'll just pass by Ronaldo. I guess I'll say, we are getting on our way, but maybe we can catch you another time.
If everyone could give me a deception check, please.
Yeah, this is gonna go well.
You want
Yep, what I expect.
everyone?
Yep, everyone.
Not great.
What a
did he
miss.
ask? Sorry, what did he ask? Yeah, what did he ask?
What did Ronaldo ask? Ronaldo's just asking if you've come back for the seance, that it's good to see you.
No, is my answer.
Guardian, we are rolling deception checks.
For what reason?
This will determine if the guard that's casually walking down the street if you're going to catch his attention or not.
We're
Can
keeping our
we-
cool.
Do
Have
we
we
recognize
rested?
this guard at all?
You haven't exactly seen him yet.
Okay.
Have we rested?
Yes, you did rest to catch you up. Yeah, you guys took a long rest so you could fill up your hit points, clear your exhaustion, and reset everything.
Yeah, cool.
It's roughly 1 a.m. You guys left before the morning.
$13.
So walking down the street and really kind of coming out of the darkness comes a guard. And as I described the Easthaven guards before, they're much more equipped than the guards in Lonelywood. So this guy is wearing armor, he's carrying a spear, he's got a sword, a shield, and over his back is a crossbow. And he wasn't really paying any of you attention until Ronaldo really draw his attention towards all of you. And there's something about that exchange where he was talking to you, when Ronaldo was talking to you, Issa, and how you blew past him, that seems to have caught the guard's attention. And he immediately changes his direction and starts heading towards you. And his eyes catch on you, Laja. And he says, "Oh, hey you, all of you, what's your business?"
We were just adventurers getting on our way. We stayed overnight in town, but we still kind of have a long journey to take. So we were looking to get out before everything went down and the city got busy.
You got a posting about a dwarf with other companions having stole some piece of merchandise. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
I don't know anything whatsoever. I'm sorry.
Stole what merchandise? From who?
And when you say that, Guardian, if you could give me, let's see, what do you think? It's probably a deception check.
No, he's straight up honest because we didn't steal anything.
Maybe persuasion.
can Laja assist?
7. Actually, I think it's a 1. No, that's a 7. Oof.
And the guard looks up to you, Guardian, and he says, well, I don't think I trust you at all. Walking around in this cold with all that armor on, you must be up to no good.
To be fair, Mr. Guard, you're also walking around in all this armor.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. But I'm an official part of the constabulation here in Easthaven, so I'm here on official business. You lot, you're gonna follow me to the captain's office right now. He'll sort it out.
We did explain that we were adventurers. We do have reason to wear armor. We're going out into the wilderness after all.
Would it not be better to wear armor instead of looking like this? And I'm just gonna remove my helmet.
And he takes a step back. He's like, you must be in line with that witch. You must be in a hey, and he turns around. Hey.
I'm gonna grab him by the head.
We will need to let's roll our initiative because you're not next to him. You're kind of far away. Let's move into combat.
I thought he moved up to us.
No, this is where he's at. Oh no, I didn't clear the initiative thing.
I don't have anything for this. Fuck. Curses.
Woo! I think
I'm
it's the
gonna blame
highest I've gotten.
Ronaldo for all of this going down.
For Ronaldo, he didn't know what he's getting into.
You're not gonna blame the 0 charisma Warforged?
I really gotta prepare command.
As he's this close, do we know if this is just a random guard or is he someone we've run into before?
Doesn't look like Jenkins. I know you're waiting for Jenkins. I don't
God
think this is
damn
him.
I'm needed to be Jenkins.
So let's see, Rorgar. That's the real Rorgar.
Oh, is there a fake one?
I forgot to clear the turn order, I guess, last time we played, so I had everyone's old rolls on here. So that
we did have a double me in a previous game, so wouldn't be a first.
Somehow I rolled a 16.17 on my initiative. I don't know how I did that.
You have a
Makes sense.
tiebreaker on.
That's impressive.
Okay, so put as in order. It looks like everyone's good except Laja. You are last. So yeah,
That's
Rorgar.
okay. I'm a spellcaster. Works in my favor.
I'm not even on there.
Yeah, you are. You're 18.
19?
I don't see it. I don't see it on my
Really?
screen.
I will just delete you and put you back on then.
Click
How's
there.
that? See that?
That's
Yep, you see
good.
it now.
There we go. Is it obvious that he's about to call for help?
Yeah, he's actually in the process of doing that. He's just turned his head and he's yelling back to somebody.
I'll run to here and attack him with my non-lethally attack him with my battle axe. So kind of try to hit him with the butt end of it.
Okay. Uh, 20 will hit. For 8.
Non-lethally,
Okay.
if I can.
So what would probably have been a normal blow to a normal person, but you swing your axe around to the flat end, hits him on the back of the helmet, and just kind of irritates him a bit. But that takes us on to Guardian.
I need to actually double check something. I need to know if this is. Let's see. Do I need to be raging for this? No, I don't need to be raging for this. Yay! Bum, 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 bum. Maul, don't need to be careful with the flat end because it is just a flat end. Reckless.
Okay. Are you
Okay.
lethally attacking him?
No one's told me otherwise.
Okay.
Whoa, he's lucky.
Yeah, 10 will not hit, unfortunately. That takes us to the guard. So the guard actually takes a step back, but he does not provoke an attack of opportunity with you, Guardian, because he's actually he moves in a way that it appears as though he's been trained to avoid giving you an opening like this, and he moves back in a very professional way and brings his spear straight to you, Rogar. And he actually attacked you twice with his spear. 22, and then he got the second attack was a crit, unfortunately. So it's 8 piercing and 16 piercing, 24 total.
What was the point of the rest? Okay. Well, now I know I don't have to hold back.
Rogar, in this attack, he has really shown you the amount of training these Easthaven guards have. Like, this is not your normal just town militia. These guys apparently, their full-time profession is probably as a guard. They're not just, shopkeepers that also do this on the side. But moving on to you, Issa.
So, you said he moved in a strange way. Can you be more specific?
It wasn't. I probably described that poorly. It wasn't like a artificial or magical way. He moved in a way that's obviously a part of his training, so that when he moved back, he didn't create an opening for Guardian to strike. Because normally, if he moved out of Guardian's reach, Guardian could take an attack of opportunity. He basically has an ability to where he can negate that.
Like a rogue.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he's trained to move in a way to where he doesn't trigger it.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to be sure because for a moment there it sounded something like magical or something like that. I'm like, ooh, what's going on there?
And no, it's not like that. He's exceptionally trained.
Okay. Well, in that case, I believe what I'm going to do is I am. All right, hypothetically, would Guardian be a willing creature to be flung horizontally?
Sure, but he's like 350 plus.
Right. So my goal is literally to throw you into the guard. And because I can do it telekinetically, I can literally just throw you into the guard and you can sort of I forget the word, but you just sort of tackle him and pin him to the ground. And then I don't know what you want to do with him from there, but it would stop him from moving.
What's with us and throwing people?
I love this. I love this.
You
plan.
know what? It's just the theme of this campaign.
I accept.
I'm gonna pick up a
All right.
trait
Well,
for this.
should I roll an attack to hit the guard with Guardian?
Give me a sec. I'm looking up the grappling rules.
Also look up crushing.
Okay, here's what we'll do. Why don't you, Issa, roll an attack? So your ability to actually activate it, do you have to do any sort of check to see if it works?
No. Well, it's here. I'll just put it all in chat there. So it's the telekinetic movement, which is the main thing here. So once every short or long rest, I can do this just for free as an action. The key word there is it is my action. It's not like a minor or anything. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have any limitations or a check, so I guess I'll just roll longbow on this one.
Yeah, that
Which
sounds
I
right.
crit on apparently.
Okay. Okay.
So Guardian, you're now on top of the guard. Congrats.
Well, how about
Wee.
since you crit, let's play it this way. I was gonna make Guardian do a grapple check. How about you do the grapple? I believe. So the thing is, it takes an attack action. Trying to think about the best way to do this because Guardian is already.
Maybe he just slams into him like a projectile.
I like that. Maybe it knocks him prone. Yeah, it knocks the guard prone since that'll cover the. Yeah, they're not grappled. You just knock the guard prone, and Guardian, you are not prone. That'll cover the crit that Issa got. Because normally I would say Issa, if you just threw Guardian at the guy, they'd probably both be on their backs. But I say since you crit, you managed to actually keep Guardian afoot, but the guard is actually in the snow.
All right, so thematically, what happens is Issa sort of calls out, not very loud, just loud enough for Guardian to hear, "You're up, big boy," and then sort of a glow of her right hand
Oh, God.
sweeps forward, and everyone else sees a psionic blast of energy sort of envelop Guardian, flinging him forward, hitting the guard, and the guard is knocked on his ass, and Guardian is remaining standing straight upright as Issa uses the bit of the push and the pull to keep Guardian from toppling over.
Guardian
So-
would say, "We."
Essentially, what's just happened though with a guard being knocked prone is if you're within 5 feet of him, you can attack him with advantage. If you're not within 5 feet of him, it's a disadvantage to attack him. I checked. That's grappled. Oh, sorry, that's prone. So I think, Issa, did you want to do anything else, like move or anything?
I think I'm actually just gonna chill where I am. I don't really see a reason to move because I'm all ranged, so I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Okay. Then that takes us to you, Virian.
I wish I had something as cool to do here. But Virian is just gonna pull out his longbow and see what happens. See if he can try and knock this guard down.
So it's unfortunately disadvantage with your bow.
Oh, I doubt I'd hit anyways.
It's let's see though,
Alright then.
because yeah, it's a miss either way. So do your penguins trigger only whenever you hit?
Only on a hit, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you take a shot, and unfortunately, with a guard prone, he's a much harder target, and your arrow goes off into the distance.
All right. I am going to use my movement then to get up to Rorgar. And I don't think I can do this right now, so that's going to be the end of my turn there.
Okay. And moving on to Laja, before you act, Ronaldo he exclaims, "What is happening?"
I think he should get out of here.
Should I get one of the guards?
No, I think we'll bring him back over to the rest. I don't know what happened here. But get somewhere safe.
I will. It is what is happening? Guards attacking people in the streets. And he runs off.
Great. Now we don't have to deal with Ronaldo anymore. That's all I needed.
But I wanted a seance.
Well, we passed that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I'm gonna reach out to Rorgar and I'm gonna cast a Cure Wounds because he's not looking very good.
The warmth of Lathander heals some of your wounds, Wargar.
Ah, thank you, friend.
It's not much, but it's something.
And that takes us to your turn, Wargar.
Well, I guess I already have advantage where I'm standing, so I'll just attack with my battle axe. This time, not holding back.
Okay. And you do have advantage, and that 20 will hit.
I'm just debating with myself right now. I'll just do normal damage.
And your strike against the guard leaves only a small mark, as most of his armor seems to catch it.
Friends, this guard appears to be more durable than expected.
And that takes us on to you, Guardian.
Just gonna lean back with my maul and Gallagher his head
Okay.
recklessly.
You don't have to reckless attack here. You already have advantage. So I would
That's
recommend not
true.
doing that.
Okay,
Because
well
that
then
would just give him advantage.
then just a normal advantage prone attack. 20.
20 will hit.
11.
Can we retcon? Can I have moved?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to have moved to here.
Okay. It's sort of like bringing a hammer down on like a peg or something in the ground. You do squash maybe like his leg or something, and with a scream, the guard begins to pull away. Is Guardian moving anywhere?
Oh no, I'm staying with him again. So if he moves, I'm staying with him. Oh, we also have advantage now.
Well, he uses his move to stand up. He is no longer prone. Let's see. And he's actually going to take another move away from you, Guardian. Again, not provoking an attack of opportunity. He manages to move away without leaving you that opening. But he does swing at you, Wargar, again, both times with his spear. Both are hits, I guess. 23. I imagine you don't have AC that high. That is 8 piercing, 8 piercing, and then 8 more, so 16 total.
Great, I'm at 0.
Well, that I think now is an appropriate time for me to use protective field. So, with the other hand, so the right hand was to throw guardian, the left hand swings up, and a protective psionic glow covers Rogar. And I roll a d6 and add 2, and that's how much damage is reduced. So wow, that might actually keep you up, but 3 damage is reduced.
So you did 16 total. So
I believe I have 1 left.
Nice.
And I think that actually takes us to you, Issa, for your turn.
Well, at this point, I believe I have to pull out my longbow, take a careful shot, and I'm just going to aim for the head, which is going to be thematically me doing a sharpshooter attack. How does a 20 sound?
20 will do it.
Excellent. Well, how do you feel about 14 piercing damage?
At 14 piercing, you manage to catch him in the face, and he falls over dead.
And as his body hits the ground, I just sort of sigh and put away my longbow and I say, all right, well, what have we learned? Oh, Guardian, don't do that here in the open street. At least do it in a back alley.
Puts away the dagger.
Well, friends, I think we should continue.
Go drag the body over here.
Now, just as a point of order, the only blood on the snowy street is from Rorgar, right?
I think that's probably a mix of Rogar and the guard. I mean, when Guardian
Well-
like splat him with his hammer, that probably made a bit of a mess.
Okay, yeah. So I sort of motion at the blood spatter and say, we need to clean that up, throw fresh snow on it. Otherwise, the next patrol coming through here is going to notice the blood and sound an alarm, which is going to make our job a hell of a lot more difficult.
Yeah, Rogar will kick some of the dirt and the snow around, so it's not quite obvious what's what.
Can I roll survival to try and cover this up?
Sure, go for it.
Make sure I don't have that enabled. There we go. I
Nice.
smear it all over the place.
Well, maybe you put him in like a cart or something. You know, kind of like he's sitting in the cart. You just sit him up there. You know, so it's sort of like a Weekend at Bernie's situation where if anybody looks at all, they'll notice he's dead. But you know, maybe.
I have an important question. Do I get my arrow back or no?
If Isa asks for it.
Guardian, can you give me my arrow back?
Grab the head, grab the arrow, rip it out the throat.
I'm gonna say you see your arrow is damaged beyond usage.
That's what I was afraid of.
Snapped in between my thumb and index finger. Here you go.
Yeah, that's not really going to be useful. Let's just go before anyone else shows up.
Laja and Virian, because you guys have the best eyesight, you see further down the road. It looks like the light of probably a torch, someone bearing a torch moving in your direction. And but I mean coming from the gate direction, like down the street towards you.
Someone is coming towards us. Maybe we should either try and steer them in a different direction or try and clean this up really quickly before we get found out.
I think if anything, I should probably hide. I I think he recognized. He said it was because there was a dwarf and their friends. Maybe you guys can distract and I'll stay out of the way so he doesn't notice me.
Yes, we can try.
Okay, I'm gonna try to move out of the way. Uh, I I don't think going by the body is a good idea. So I'm gonna try to hide on the other side of the street, I guess.
Yeah, and Laja, you look at the body and you see it's probably the worst job anyone's ever done hiding a body that is kind of falling out of a cart with most of its head visibly damaged from an arrow.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near the body.
It's not fooling anybody really. And what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I mean, how much of the crime scene remains at this point? Besides the body, of course.
It is snowing pretty heavily, and you guys have kicked the mud a bit over the snow, the bloody snow and everything. Its invisibility is pretty poor. If someone were actually investigating, they'd probably see it. But, it could possibly blend in if everybody in the situation was cool about it. No one would probably notice.
All right, so here's the plan, everybody. When whoever comes up and stops us or has a conversation, Rorgar, you are having violent diarrhea, and I need you to fake like you have violent diarrhea. And they're going to let us pass because nobody wants to deal with that shit.
Uh, and I think Rogar tries to think of an excuse to not do that, and it takes too long. And whatever's coming down the road gets closer and closer.
Mhm.
And the sort of fog and haze of the light slowly comes into visibility for the rest of you guys, and then the light slowly resolves as the person gets closer and closer. And you see from the end, it's Scython, the gnome, and it looks like he's pulling a small cart, and in the cart's a bunch of wood that's been chopped up.
Just
And-
before he comes into view, but as he comes closer, Rogar looks to Issa and sighs deeply. He goes, "Oh, this diarrhea is killing me. Oh, I cannot stand this diarrhea any longer."
This man has the mud butt something fierce. I'm gonna need a 10-foot wide radius around him at all times.
I am glad I have friends that will put up with my chronic diarrhea.
He
Even-
tries really hard not to laugh and probably fails.
Even I, a warforged without a nose, can still smell it. It is horrible.
And Scython puts his cart down, and he looks up and he says, "Oh my,
Oh,
are
it's,
you all right?"
friend, I am so sorry. We did not expect to see friendly face.
Oh yeah, I
Careful.
remember you. You's from the inn. That's right. Your friend seems to have eaten something rotten.
No, diarrhea was cover. We actually are just leaving town,
Oh, I see. Well,
trying to do it undercover because we are secret agents.
oh, I
Don't
see.
go
I
that
see. Secret agent, huh?
Yes, I represent an organization called MI6.
Oh, you don't say. Okay.
My call sign 009. My friends are 006, 007, 008.
Well.
Forgive him. He is delirious with the double shits.
Well, sir, I don't mean to keep you up. It sounds like you're some unofficial business here. No, I'm just taking this here wood back up to town hall. Don't let me stop you. You go right on ahead.
Friend is the burning on schedule.
Yes, sir. I believe they're doing that first thing in the morning. They ordered some of my Prime A special cut cedar here for delivery in the town hall. I believe they got a little cold, so it's going in the fireplace. See, the special Prime A cedar produces the best smelling bird of any
Now-
fire.
I totally believe you, and I actually am interested in the experience of this burning wood. But is there any way you could try to delay the burning? Maybe say, "Oh, this wood it has gotten too wet. It will take maybe an hour to become less soggy."
Well, sure, I'd love to help you, but the problem is this wood, at least the wood that I left, that's the special, it's got a special formula that we've carried around in my family for years. It's covered in a type of oil, you see, and what happens is when you light it, it'll burn under any conditions whatsoever. You
What if
talking?
Damn it!
What if it's covered in diarrhea?
Oh my god.
I think we're past, friend Virian. We are past this point. Scythian, I'm sorry. I did not mean to insult you. I am afraid you are too good at your work.
Well, thank
I
you,
mean
sir.
that-
Thank you.
that's
I try. You know, I feel a man. If you don't do good work, then why are you doing it at all? And I feel like the wood is a good representation of and he kind of looks and he says, "Oh, did you ask?" And he looks at Varian. "Did you ask if we put diarrhea on it, what would happen?" Huh.
Yes, I'm very curious.
Well, it makes me think about my brother once. He put diarrhea on our high quality burning
my
wood, and I
God.
think it might be explosive actually. Huh. You know what?
Such
That is
is the
exactly
nature.
what happened because he blew off most of his toes.
I have a lot of questions, but I don't think I want to get into it.
No, let's.
Sorry, just one. You put diarrhea on the log, or he had diarrhea on the log?
Well,
Does
the
it
details
matter?
get fuzzy,
It
my
does.
friend.
It really
the
does.
details are fuzzy. I think it had something to do with a bet. But again, the years have muddled the brain. Of course, we were youths at the time.
I long for the forest and the sound of the animals.
Me too,
Well,
buddy.
sir,
Me
if you
too.
find that forest that you're looking for, you let me know because I can really help you clear it out.
I will destroy you.
Oh my god.
Friend, we appreciate your candor, and the burning shall be interesting because of your hard work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. I'm going to take these logs here. They have lots of fires in Town Hall, and I figure, I can keep them all warm and everything, so maybe they'll have a little bit of warmth in their heart,
You're putting this wood directly into the town hall fire, and you're saying, I hate to put this one and one together. You're saying diarrhea added to this wood would make town hall go boom.
No, sir. What I meant to say is the wood that they're going to burn the witch with, that's cured with a special oil that will burn under any circumstance. Now, here, this wood, and he points to the wood in the cart behind him. Now, this here wood, this is the special scented burning. So when you burn it, you will feel your nostrils full of a pleasant smell that will just make you nice and happy. And when he says that, he smiles and he's missing, several teeth.
And that is the wood you are planning to use in town hall?
The scented wood, yes, sir.
And the explosive diarrhea wood?
That is outside, sir. They will be using that wood to burn the witch. Now, of course, it won't be explosive. I was just saying, my brother, I believe that's what led to his accident, was he had a little bit of diarrhea on that wood, and there was some fire involved, and I would not recommend that. No, sir, I would not.
Can we purchase one or two of the exploding logs if they had diarrhea? Not to do anything nefarious with, but just for our own scientific curiosities.
Of course, sir. If you want to follow me back to my camp. Now, of course, if, that's what you should do is follow me back, and I will certainly sell you what I have left. But most of my quantity, I must say, is waiting for the witch in front of Town Hall.
Couldn't spare a log for your old pal who gave you romantic advice for your lady love in the bar?
It's funny that you say that, because that's actually what I'm hurrying and why I picked the best logs that we have, the scented ones. As I may have told you, I can't quite remember, but the scented log, I believe Miss Prudence here will find quite a liking to. But I have to say, why don't we do this here, sir? If you want an explosive log, why don't you take one of the ones off of the fire pit, and I'll replace it, so no one will know.
All right, that sounds like a fair deal to me. Thank you so much, Scython.
I
And you-
lean down and I look at Scython and I just put a hand on his head. He's like, "You think of Prudence." And I just tilt his head up. "Keep looking forward in her direction when you march forth now. Go. Don't look at anything else. Just look at her direction. Think of her. Make haste.
All right, sir. That's what I had intended
Give her
on doing.
your wood."
I will. He grabs his cart and starts to pull it away. And he's kind of looking out the side. He's not
Yep,
turning his
yep.
head. He's
Look.
just sort of casually looking out, the side of his eyes as
Straight ahead.
he walks by. He makes his way kind of up to you, Issa, as he's moving along, and he says, "Now, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't think your friend is all right."
No, we're generally not all right. I'll I'll deal with it. Don't worry.
He's like, well, y'all have a good day now. And he tilts his head
Good
and
night to you as well.
continues moving on towards the center of town.
I'm now very confused. Are we secret agents or do I have diarrhea?
Little of
At,
both.
at this point, I'm afraid to find out.
Well, hold on. Let me. No, that's just blood.
You
Oh, the
almost
beeping
died again. You were very soft.
Yes, it appears that I am an expert at taking stabbing damage.
You should leave that to me.
I have to be
stab
honest.
me.
I lost our plan in the middle of all of what has just transpired.
Yes, maybe we could we could escort our friend to town hall and use that as our aim. I have forgotten as well because I've taken blows to the head.
I thought we were supposed to get Suzanne and then head back over to town hall, but is that something that we still want to do? You're looking kind of rough.
Oh, don't worry about Rogar. Thorn will take care of me.
Yes, he probably will escort you to the next afterlife. Which way are we going now? Are we going back to town hall? Are we getting Suzanne?
She gets Suzanne, right?
I think so. Otherwise, we've wasted a bunch of time going the wrong way through town.
Very well.
So moving us back to the Easthaven map, you guys make your way outside of town. You do notice that the western gate appears to be really not guarded much at all, and you don't encounter really anyone else apart from Scython, when he passed on. And as you've moved on, following this main road out of town, you kind of get to the spot where you should be seeing Suzanne if she were there, but you see nothing.
Unfortunate, they killed her. Like I predicted.
You don't see any blood or signs of combat. Now, of course, it's been a while and the snow would probably cover up most of that, but you don't see dragon or anything otherwise.
Well, since everyone's looking around, the Guardian is just gonna look up and yell, Suzanne!
You are out of town, but you're not very far out of town. You might start drawing attention if you yell for a while.
I'm just yelling once, loudly.
Okay. And you yell and it kind of echoes, especially across the lake, but no dragon.
It seems we've wasted our time walking in one direction. Time to walk back in another.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and grab one of my rations and sort of make some noise taking it out and see if maybe she'll notice and come back to us.
And you open your granola bar, you peel back the wrapper, hold it into the air so the wind catches it, but still no dragon.
Well, it was worth a try.
Did we try calling out?
Guardian yelled her name, yeah.
Are we far enough out of town that it's okay to yell?
You're on the outskirts, so you probably don't want to yell a lot. You will eventually get attention. And this land is the part of the dale that you're in. It's kind of flat, and you're also near a lake, so your noise tends to echo quite a bit.
So I guess Rogar will try to say out loud, but not like full on yell, in Draconic. Suzanne, we could very much use your help. It would be appreciated.
And no dragon appears, and you do remember that Suzanne is a very independent young little female dragon who tends to do what she wants to do.
Rogar will pause for a moment and then turn to the group. I think I heard Suzanne is saying she is busy. She is on a date with another young man. He's
All
going
right,
well.
we're moving. We're going
does
back
not-
to town hall.
Yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Tell me more, Rorgar.
She did not get into details. She's quite embarrassed that we called out for her at this moment. It was like a classic sitcom situation where dad walks in on daughter on date. And I know what sitcom is because I grew up in this world, Forgotten Realms.
I have so many questions that I feel I will never get the answer to.
It is a stage play thing in Neverwinter. But they are daily. That is the great part.
We're going to talk about Suzanne's dating life at some point. It's going to be a thing. It's like it's Guardian, you're making your way back in towards Town Hall down the main road by yourself.
Like, I'm not a part of this. I am now heading back to the original objective.
Little ways behind you, but yeah.
So if everyone is going to follow with Guardian, I'm assuming you guys are just going to make your way straight to Town Hall down the main road?
Yep.
I'll move you back here. Okay, come on, roll 20, do it.
Hey, I'm going to stop by the White Lady Inn and light it on fire. I'm just kidding, April Fools.
Roll 20 actually did not move you guys. That's interesting.
Yeah, I
Let me
just
turn
got a
that
message on it saying that service is interrupted.
down. Oh, cool. It's okay.
Oh,
We can just go some theater to the mind here.
As we're walking, friends, if we do need a distraction, I can always call upon my friend Charisse, the Orc War Chief. I don't remember what I called the Orc War Chief before, so.
It's a good name.
You said last time that it will summon a different orc war chief each time.
It's a
So
different one, and this time it is Charisse.
That would be a great distraction if we can't get Suzanne.
Yes, so if it is needed, just give me the signal, which is I don't know. What is good signal?
What's something we would never shout in normal, pleasant conversation?
I would
I
have
have
said,
diarrhea?
I would have said
Rogar
that
is a secret agent.
both of these things are now not able to be shouted as code.
yeah, I'm sure that both of these probably aren't good distractions. We were lucky the last time that we ended up with somebody who was willing to go along with it.
Oh, that's not a reason for a distraction. Just something to show. To
I don't
start
think
the
it's good
distraction.
as a distraction.
Exactly. I'm saying it's not a distraction. Oh, you don't think calling the war chief is a good distraction?
No, I think calling the war chief is okay. I'm very concerned that if we try to explain ourselves, we're gonna come up with another interesting reason.
I've been smited.
Well, if distraction is needed, just say Cowabunga. Random collection of noises that I have just put together now. Cowabunga.
So you guys managed to make your way down to Town Hall, and when you finally make it, along your way, really, there's not many people on the street. It's still very early in the morning. Most people seem to get up later. And so the main street is mostly abandoned. As you make your way to Town Hall, you do see the large column that's going to be, supporting a burning witch in a few hours. And actually ahead of you, you see Scython. He's taking wood out of his cart and walking it up into Town Hall and then walking back. And there's one guard just outside of Town Hall. And he's pretty much standing at the steps to Town Hall. He's just kind of watching Scython take the wood out of his cart as all of you approach.
Is Scython putting the wood for the burning? I keep calling it the burning because that's probably what it is. Is he putting that wood directly on like the pyre, like where it's going to happen?
So that wood is actually already in place. What he's doing, the wood that he's delivering, is actually going in the town hall. It's just like replacing their wood that they're burning in their fireplace.
But the wood that's underneath, the wood that's in place for the execution, is that special wood he was talking about with the oil that lights easily?
Yeah, he was saying that's the one that burns no matter what. And he was saying if you add your additive, that could make it combust. But that's not the wood that he's putting in the town hall. The wood he's putting in the town hall is just normal firewood.
Lighting that early would be a very good distraction as well. Who has diarrhea?
Not it.
It's my pun on explosive diarrhea, if you guys haven't caught on yet.
No, I caught on very early.
As we approach this area, Rorgar will be saying a silent prayer to Torm, and I'm going to use Lay on Hands to heal 10 points.
Okay.
Just so I'm not at 1. And there we go.
As you guys are walking up, the guard who's at the steps to the town hall, he says, "All right, citizens, you have approximately a few more hours to wait until the burning begins. Hours of the town hall, approximately 7 a.m. Please be about your business, of course, if you're here to catch a good spot. We're asking all citizens to come back later."
Friend, actually, we are here on official business. As a paladin of Torment Bahamut, it is my duty to actually seek out the home of these witches. So, if you would be kind enough to let us inside, I would like to question this witch before she is burned to death about where she has hidden her evil doings. And maybe where fellow witches meet.
Well, I've never heard of Tor or Bagamund. There's no more question.
They are friends of the Frost Maiden.
Of course they are. Huh. Under the captain's orders, no one's allowed to see the prisoner. Of course, and he kind of looks around. If you have a little bit of coin, perhaps I could say it's a tour.
What is a little amount for you? Because the amount people have thrown around in this town is crazy.
Let's see. Escorted guided tour through the town hall on the eve of an execution. I'd say that would have worn approximately 30 gold.
Now, you do know that bribing a guard or bribing an official is illegal in this town, and you have just asked for a bribe. And it, as a man that knows the mayor and town captain, I could go to them and tell them that you have asked for a bribe, and maybe you will be joining the witch as a sacrifice tomorrow.
Why don't you give me a deception check, Rorgar?
Okay.
That's the difficulty you've got to beat. Oh, well, I didn't mean to cause a fuss. Of course, bribes are illegal. It's just a recommendation, most, we'd call it a donation, of course, you see, because My wife,
Friend,
she
you can
stumbled
stop.
and
You can stop. I attempted to give a donation earlier, and I was told specifically that even that is too far for these guards here. I understand, but do not even ask for donations. Do not even accept donations. People take it very seriously in this town. But yes, just let us in. We know our way around. We've been here before. We are friends with Mayor and Captain. I just need further information before this witch dies, and it will be great when this witch dies.
all right, you're free to pass. Just if anyone asks you why you're here, tell them that it's your own official business and you're cleared, and that nothing about a bribe was ever mentioned.
Yes, what is your name, sir?
My name is Mark. Yeah, my name is Mark.
Mark. How many R's are in that name, Mark?
Several.
All right. I understand. And I think we go pass.
So Scython is are you guys going to interfere or interact with Scython at all? Because he as you're walking up the stairs, he's actually kind of walking out. He seems to have delivered all the lumber. He says, "All right, friends. I think I'm on my way home now."
Was Prudence inside?
No, sir. She was not. She must be asleep.
Does he have a cart?
The cart is just in front of the steps leading up to the town hall. So the empty cart is down. You guys would have passed it going up the steps to the main door.
This is out of I'm not speaking this out loud. But maybe we could try to keep him. We could ask Scython to stay here, and if we get Valen out, we could smuggle her out in the cart, hidden under some wood.
I like it.
So when you tell him your plan, Scython says, "Oh, you're not telling him?"
Is anyone? What does everyone else think?
I have something else in mind. We'll still have a cart, hopefully.
But not his. You're okay with not having his?
No, it'll be his.
Okay, so friend, if you don't mind, could you wait a few moments? We might have some more business for you once we are done with the prisoner inside.
Well, sure, my friend. I don't mind waiting for you at all. Of course, I was gonna stay here anyway for the burning. Quite distasteful, if you take my meaning, but it's always good to see your product used by happy customers.
I'll toss him a gold piece, my final gold piece. And I'll say, you see that guard right there, the one who looks like he's shitting his pants. Tell him that I gave you permission to wait here.
Oh yeah, I know that man. That's Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Mark is a good man, but he tried to get a bribe from us, and you know that is a death sentence in this town. So
Yeah, sure. It's also a death sentence if you walk on the wrong side of the road in Easthaven. I believe it's a death sentence if you don't drink all of your water in Easthaven. If you
diarrhea.
we kill people for lots of things here.
Is there a death sentence for love?
He looks at you, Guardian. I don't know, sir. I don't know if there is.
You said Prudence isn't here, and that you want to be here for the burning.
Well, yes, sir, I do.
You should go get cleaned up, wear your best clothing, and pick up Prudence from her domicile.
Well, I could. I would not like to leave my cart here, though, because that would be an infraction, which could lead to death also.
Scython, you have my word. We will bring your cart back to you safely.
Mark knows that it is okay.
Prudence
I'll step towards
demands
Mark.
your attention. Follow your heart.
Well, sure. Okay, I guess I will. I guess I could run a comb through my beard and try to get out some of the lice and everything under my hat.
Run it several times. Make her crave you like you crave wood.
Have confidence, Mr. Scythian. You're a very sexy old man.
Well, thank you, sir. You too. You're a nice, sexy lizard.
I am not a lizard. That is very different from what I am. Lizards have like weird mental thing where they're not emotionally attached to things. I am dragonborn.
Don't
Oh.
correct the man. He's in love. Go
That's-
now.
Focus on that. Focus on that.
And he starts to walk off and he says, "Have you ever wondered why they call him dragonborn? You don't call him human-born or dwarf-born or gnome-born." And he walks off.
It's weird because he is kind of right.
That
Whatever.
raises a lot of solid points.
I'm just gonna look at Mark. This cart is now under our purview for our official business.
All right. Just be sure to get it out of here before the show. Don't want to get in trouble.
Certainly. No, wouldn't want that. You're a good man.
Thank you. You're a good monster or whatever you are.
That's very rude, Mark. To say monster.
It
You
is
call-
acceptable.
Would you call me monster?
Our time is pressing.
He is right. We have job to do. Mark, we will give you a good performance review when we discuss your actions with the mayor. Speaker. Sorry, I forget the parlance. Sometimes common, not first language.
Thank you. That would be most appreciated. Don't want to get in trouble. Gotta feed the family and
Obviously.
cat. Gotta feed the
Oh,
cat.
you have cat?
Yeah.
I should not ask. I have job to do. Sorry. I'll ask later. Bye. Guys, what do you think his cat's name was?
Maybe Spot or something?
Spot is a good name for cat.
Mark Jr., most likely.
Oh, sorry. We should be sneaking.
So the town
Thump,
hall
thump,
is
thump, thump.
Prudence is not in the main room, and apparently there's really no one else here. It's pretty much deserted. The lights are low. There is a fire burning in the corner. It's burning a nice fragrant smell of cedar. That's apparently what was just replenished. There's the door in the corner, which you guys know is the doorway that leads to the room with the statue, and then of course the stairs down into the dungeon.
Everyone go down to the dungeon?
Should one of us take the lead specifically?
Well,
Or
what
do-
I would say is that in close quarters like this, I'm functionally useless because it's too short of a range for my longbow. But I can make sure that your passageway from, getting out should be fine.
Yes, maybe Issa, maybe you hang back a little bit.
Yeah, I'll keep the guards distracted.
And remember, if anything go bad, just blame Mark.
Okay.
Wait a minute. There's a door. Gotta get rid of the door. I think I didn't delete the door last time because Guardian was running through everywhere, and I was like, gosh, I gotta slow Guardian down. 1 moment.
I mean, Guardian, I love how just determined he is to go where he wants to go. He doesn't care if we're there. He'll just go. It's good.
Yeah, you guys come up with the plans. He doesn't know them. He just goes off what he thinks is right.
So tell me, are you guys sneaking or are you just walking through?
I guess it depends who's taking the lead here.
Well, the bullet sponge is always a good lead.
if you're taking the lead, I'm guessing we're not doing it stealthily.
I got a 1 in Dex.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
I think Guardian, we'd probably make you roll
Nothing.
stealth at disadvantage.
I'm not wearing any armor.
Aren't you armor?
Yeah, I guess technically if it's like natural or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. But if Guardian's taking the lead, Rorgar will stay like at least 10 feet back and attempt to be a little quiet.
So those who are sneaking, please roll a stealth check for me.
I'm going to because it's funny.
I mean, a 13 is decent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, now we all pass.
Oh no!
There we go.
Oh
I don't know.
no!
You average it out. It's pretty good.
Laja's just taking the rear. She's got like a radio playing. You know, she's banging the dishes.
I'm holding the boombox on my shoulder as we're going in, ready to break dance our way downstairs.
So you're all stealthily moving into this next room. You turn, Issa, and you hear Laja not even really trying to be stealthful at all. And she's like, stomping her feet on the ground. She walks past Prudence's desk and leans against it and actually pushes the desk a little bit to the side. It makes a loud screeching sound.
Sorry.
Well, it's too late now. You might as well own the noise you're making.
Is there anyone around?
You guys haven't actually seen anyone in the town hall yet.
I don't think that's a little odd.
It is a little odd.
Or maybe it's maybe it's a blessing of Torm.
Could be a sign we're doing the right thing.
Yes, it could. I shouldn't just say Torm because obviously we have multiple religious beliefs in this group. It could be Lathander doing this, and that would be cool too. Virian, I don't know what you believe. Could be that too.
Let's just hurry downstairs and see if we can't get this.
Oh
dealt
yes,
with.
that is way more important than who actually is doing it.
Guardian, as you begin to walk through this small room that leads to the statue room, you can see through the doorway, it's open. The speaker is curled up on the floor around the statue, and it appears to be sleeping, but he's also talking in his sleep.
Ooh, I want to get closer.
So maybe we just walk past him.
Slowly peek my head in. Boop. What's he saying?
He's saying, "Oh yes, my queen, yes. The cold, all will feel the cold. I will enter.
Just gonna walk past him.
So the staircase is just off to your left there, Guardian. That goes down to the dungeon itself.
Yep. Just gonna.
So is everyone going down? Because I have to jump your tokens a little bit.
Yeah.
That stairwell.
Does the stairwell start here or here?
I think it technically starts where Virian is and then goes down to like where Elijah is.
Perfect.
Was there anything in this room down here to the south, or is that just a door outside?
That's a window, actually.
Oh, that's a window. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very narrow window, so small that you couldn't fit through as a person. Even a small child really couldn't fit through. It's more of like an enlarged arrow slit.
All right. Well, since we aren't seeing anybody, I think I will just wait for the others right about here.
Okay. Yeah, but as you make your way down the stairs into the dungeon, you still don't see anyone. At the end of the hallway, you guys see Valin. And she appears to be laying down in her cell.
So I have a plan to get her out of there, and I will let you all know. We picked up this scroll earlier. We could probably use this to open the door without breaking it. So I'm thinking, and this is out of character, if I cast silence over there, where the door is, and then I can use the scroll of knock to open the door. Do you guys know if that would make any more sound, or would that be completely deafened?
Isn't like the whole point of knock that it makes a noise no matter what? I feel like that was a thing.
I don't know how these two would work together because I usually don't have knock. Maybe that's something that Josh can decide. Would that plan work? Would I know if that plan works?
When you cast the spell, a loud knock audible as far away as 300 feet emanates from the target object.
And if it
I
comes from the
mean,
target object and the target object is in a field of silence,
then yeah, it would make sense that it wouldn't make a noise, but
Yeah.
obviously GM Josh would be the final arbiter.
I think that makes sense. I just checked the radius of silence because I was thinking, well, if you're standing in the silence radius, you can't cast the spell for knock, but you can because silence is a 20-foot radius and the range for knock is much further. Knock is 60 feet. Yeah, so that's plenty. Yeah, I think that would work. It says the range of the noise is 300 feet emanating from the target object, but if that's in a silenced field, I don't think anyone would hear it. I don't think it would emit the noise.
then I will go with that plan. I'll mark off my second level spell slot and get rid of that item. And I will open the door.
That's a
I don't know if
good,
that'll wake her up, but
So
that's a pretty good plan.
You cast silence first over that area, so using that spell, and then you open the scroll and you cast the knock spell, and as you do that, the scroll begins to get brittle and just crumbles completely in your hands as you've expended the magic that is the scroll. And the door to Valin's cell opens. She's still laying down because she didn't hear anything.
so the quietest person should go over, even though that area is going to be quiet. The rest of the hallway isn't quiet. Should grab her and come out. I'm not going to trust myself in my clanging armor to go over and get out very quietly. But I'm sure if somebody like taps her and I can drop the spell.
Rogar says, not it.
Virian, do you want to grab her?
Yeah, I should be able to do that.
Virian, if you can just roll a stealth check for me, please. Super silent, not even disturbing the dust on the floor, Virian makes his way down the hallway to Valin.
And he'll open up the door and gently give her a little tap with his foot. Wake up, we're breaking out.
Of course, none of that is heard because you're in the silence field, but as you tap Valin, she jumps with a start, but again, no noise because she's in a field of silence. But she kind of pops up. She blinks her eyes for a moment. She says something, which of course no one hears, and then she gets it and she starts to stand up and she looks past you at everyone else and she collects herself and she begins to move down the hallway with you, Virian. You notice she is limping as she moves. So she's actually quite a bit slower than you, so you have to kind of slow down and let her catch up to you.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on her?
I had healed her before.
Or are we thinking that this is just she's just got a limp or something?
She is an older human, and she does have other injuries, like she wears a patch over her eye, things like that. So she is, for a human, she appears to be older in age anyway.
I think if it was injuries slowing her, I think when I healed her before, so I think that would have cleared that up. So I think it's probably just her age.
Probably beat the shit out of her after we left.
She's in her 60s. That's possible. She might have taken further damage.
60 is the new 40.
It's better if I do it. I think it's better if I do it. So I'll pat her on the shoulder and I'll give her 4 points of healing.
As you start though, she stops you and she says, "No, I'm fine. It's just my age." She stepped out of the silence field, which I think is 20 feet. Yeah, so she's just outside of it. She's just outside of it. She says, "What I meant to tell you was they've set a trap for you. We've got to get out of here."
Yeah, what kind of trap?
I just know that the guard was expecting, the captain of the guard was expecting a rescue, so he's been waiting for someone to break in. We should leave immediately.
Then we should head out.
Yes, let's go. I am tired of this jailbreak nonsense. It does not feel right to me.
So to move things along, I'm just going to move you guys out of the town hall unless anyone had anything else they wanted to cover here.
I want to gently place the mayor's hand on the statue.
The speaker's hand? The speaker's hands are probably on the statue already.
Oh, he's breaking his own law.
They do that a lot here.
Yeah, I guess we'll go back outside.
And as you guys walk outside down the steps of the town hall, out back into the street, you see a group of 4 guards advancing towards you.
Before they get closer to us, I would just like to go to Villain Harple and just so you're not unarmed, and hand her my hand axe.
You guys, of course, can arrange yourself however you'd like. I just threw you there. Villain takes the hand axe and she kind of looks at it and she says, "I still have a few spells.
Just in case. I understand."
Thank you, my friend.
Anything we should know about these guards that we have underestimated so far?
They're probably not interested in much talking. And at that point, one of them steps forward. He looks even more armed than the others. He's actually wearing 2 swords. And he says, "The name's Captain Oligath. I've heard quite a bit about you."
Firion knocks an arrow.
Same.
"I've a bit of a proposition for you. A bargain, if you will."
If you would hold 1 second. I have been told I need to learn this and understand it better to sufficiently annoy my enemies. You said you've heard of us. I have heard of you. From the very disappointed women of this town.
Oh, yes.
They were not satisfied by your performance in any shape or measure. There was not much to measure anyways. Is this correct, Virion?
That's the word on the street, yeah.
Is this right? Is this what I'm supposed to do?
Close enough.
Well, I'll move forward. Despite all of that, and In fact, I heard some of those rumors myself. I am willing to hear what your offer is, Captain.
And from Valin's shoulder, Ollie, she's returned there as you guys have left the town hall. She says, "Well, mistress, at least we're going to die together. Unfortunately, in the company of idiots." But the captain says, "Well, here you have a special magical cauldron in your possession. My bargain is this, and I only offer it one time. Turn it over, and your friends may leave. Well, you and your friends, of course, you may leave."
Well, I need to first make sure. When you say friends, you mean all the people here, including this one, and I point to the former prisoner. You mean all of these people?
He laughs. No, no, my friend. The witch burns.
Ah. Well, what if I was to offer you a different fuck it, I don't care anymore. Fuck you. Go fuck
Furion
yourself.
lets go of his arrow.
Oh, I love you guys.
Same.
Yeah, let's do some initiative, please.
Yeah, I was gonna try, but you know what? Nah.
I think you're right not to try.
Solid 5. Nice.
Me
Double
too.
5.
Wow.
Which I think I have the higher dex mod, so I'll set myself to 5.5.
Actually, yeah, it shows it there. That's nice.
Oh wow, look at
Guard's
me.
Apparently rolling really well today.
I crit on initiative. That's so useful.
That's useful for you, not for us.
So let's see.
What about Villain?
Oh yeah, should
Or is that how you pronounce it? Villain?
It's
Valiane?
it's pronounced Valin because thanks wizards.
Villain.
Yeah.
Okay. I think in my notes I've only used the last name. So
Sorry, just arranging all of the things. All right, so that immediately what happens is the 3 guards that are surrounding the captain fall into action. The one in the back draws a crossbow and takes aim at you, Laja. How's a 14?
Nope.
Okay. The 3 guards are going to act together on the same turn. We'll call it part of their training. The first guard is going to move 30 feet. And the second one is going to take a position next to his friend, and they're going to hold their positions. They both have their shields and spears drawn, forming almost like a wall in front of them. And that moves us on to the captain. Who moves in between his men, but he has 2 swords drawn, one in each hand.
that is pretty cool.
And the other guard is staying back there?
Yeah, he's staying back there.
Okay.
Valin moves off to the side, and she is waiting for something. Like she has both of her hands out. She starts to do like an arcane gesture, but she pauses. Basically,
Now,
she's holding an action.
Is one of these guys Jenkins and or Mard?
Let's give this guy a name.
Don't do it. Don't make us kill Jenkins.
Let me kill Jenkins.
Okay, Mark's fine. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we'll do Mark and Jenkins.
No.
All right, Varian.
Virion is going to let loose his arrow at Jenkins's face.
Sounds right.
Whoa.
That is a crit.
That'll work. Yeah.
Perfect.
13.
13, and as the arrow hits, my penguins are gonna come out of the ground with the full force that their mighty little legs can give them, and just start pecking away at his groinal area.
I planned on this, so I have little tokens for
Yes.
a penguin sliding across the ground and a penguin walking.
Do they like follow the arrow as it leaves you?
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
They're
like barely under the ground, like the snow is like being chucked up.
they have bloodlust for where the arrow travels.
All right, so I've got 18 total.
And after he shoots, he's gonna shout out, "Suzanne, it's snack time!" Hoping that Suzanne might hear the call.
So the arrow hits Jenkins in the shoulder. He mostly shrugs it off. And the penguins swarm and attack him, like drawing blood across his face and everything. And he throws them off, and one of them he actually stabs with his spear. And as its magic vanishes.
You rat coward.
I think that takes us to you, Laja.
Okay. Why don't we give everybody a nice buff here and use one of my domain spells? I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire. So let me see. 20-foot cube.
Such a good spell.
I can get the front, guys. So let's get the front, guys.
Dex save, right?
So that'll be 13.
The captain saves. And both guards, Jenkins and Mark, both fail, but the captain saved.
That's okay. That's a little bit. Every little bit will help. So I will move over to the side, but
Well, it's
still sort of move forward a little bit.
It's a
I'm gonna
good
go over
icon
there.
for fairy fire. I guess that's kind of like fire.
I think that works.
That's a great spell.
Which takes us to Issa.
Might help if I was unmuted. Thanks to the benefit of Fairy Fire, I think I'm going to knock the arrow and let it fly towards. Let's do Jenkins. I'm feeling Jenkins for some reason. I don't think a 14 is gonna get anywhere though.
He raises his shield and blocks away your arrow.
Rip. Well, I guess I sort of sigh, knock another arrow, and get ready to use my psionic powers should they be needed.
I think that moves us to Rorgar.
Okay. Rorgar will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 to here and will attack Jenkins with advantage. Oh,
Fortunately, the 11 is also a block. He maybe swipes away your attack with his spear.
okay.
I think that was it for you.
Don't believe. Oh, well, that's tempting. But I will cast Shield of Faith on myself as a bonus action.
Okay.
So I add 2 to my AC.
Okay, cool.
And that lasts up to. Oh my god, it lasts up to 10 minutes?
It's
Nice.
good.
I didn't know it lasted that long. That'll work for concentration.
Yeah.
Little wrench.
That's a nice spell.
That's his brain. His brain is a wrench right now.
Perfect. Guardian.
I'm gonna pull out my maul, and I'm gonna look at the captain and simply say in Elvish, Arigato ni den valsul falas one ustan idul sata usan jason. And I'm gonna rage and rush at him and hit him with my maul.
And he says,
Recklessly.
Dame arigato to you as well.
Thank you for that. Where is rage here? Make sure that's checked. And
don't-
yeah.
Are you going to reckless attack?
Oh yeah.
Okay. A 16 does not hit, unfortunately.
Oh, well, you know what that means? Inspiration.
Sure. Let's get you one more roll for inspiration.
That should hit.
That
Oh,
does
hell
hit.
yeah.
Very nice.
8 damage.
8 damage, okay. Oh, they're stacked on
Could've
top
been
of
better.
each other, these guys. You swing with your maul, and he actually catches it with one of his swords and pushes it away almost effortlessly. But let's see. The first guard in the back, because it's back to the guard's turn, he is going to line up a shot with you, Elijah, with his crossbow. That was a 12.
There's no way that works.
Yeah, I'm thinking a 12 probably misses you, Elijah.
Yep.
Onward to Jenkins. Jenkins is actually...
Yeah, Jenkins, you should probably attack me, Rorgar, the one who tried to murder you.
He lowers his spear and attacks you twice with it.
Okay. My armor class right now is 20.
Okay.
Double crits.
It could happen.
Unfortunately, I rolled a 24 and a 20.
Hey, there you go.
That's 16 damage. 16
I am
piercing.
down.
He's up.
Well, let's hold on. How much are you down?
I will be -4. -5? You said 16?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, I'll be -5.
So is that 2 attacks or 1 attack? Let's be clear here.
That was 2 attacks. They were both for 8 damage.
Okay, then I'm gonna spend 2 of my psionic fields to reduce the damage. So the first one is going to reduce. Actually, there's 8 damage right there. Would you still be up?
And the other one was 8? Yes, I would.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm only gonna spend the 1 charge.
Perfect. Man, clutch.
Again, this is why I was saving it just in case.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Jenkins, he goes to hit you right across the face, Rorgar, but he hits this invisible bubble that Issa manages to create, and it knocks his spear back. What would have
Ah,
skewered you
Torm.
in the head?
Torm has blessed me on this day.
And Jenkins
It's
Jenkins
not
looks.
Tor, but keep thinking it.
He says, "Urgh." But Mark takes his spear at you, Guardian, with advantage because of Reckless. He attacks you twice. A 20 and a 21.
Oh yeah, those will hit.
Those were each for 8 piercing, so 16 piercing total.
And I am raging, so I take half of that. Sweet.
So the captain turns to you, Guardian, and attacking you with both of his swords. 20 and a 23.
Oh no, those misses. Yeah, what's the damage?
7 slashing and 7 slashing. So 14 total.
Gotta love being a barbarian while raging.
Valen is still waiting. She's playing it kind of cautious. Well, that takes us to you, Virion.
Virion is gonna knock another arrow and fire with the longbow. Oh, sorry. That should have been with advantage, but I feel like that'll hit. Let me
Are you shooting
roll
at
another
Jenkins?
just to make sure. Yeah, back at Jenkins again. Just to see if I crit. No. So the 25.
Do you have Hunter's Core, or is that not part of your subclass?
Hunter's Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have that. I just haven't found a great time to use it just yet. And then my Penguin Swarm is gonna jump at Jenkins again for another 4 damage.
Jenkins takes another shot from you with your bow and fights off one of your penguins as it's just tearing at his face. He slings it at you, Rorgar, as he manages to knock it off him. I think that moves us to Laja.
Rorgar's looking rough, so I'm gonna go up to Rorgar and I'm actually going to heal him a bit. So 9 healing. But oh, that's okay. I'll stay where I am, right behind Rorgar.
Hey, that's very appreciated.
That one higher level cast, oh man, that could have been so much better.
Back to Issa.
So, I'm debating whether to go for Jenkins or the guard in the back at this point. I'm gonna go for the guard in the back because I think he's actually no. Now that I think about it, Rogar, if he goes down again, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, let's go for Jenkins. I think Jenkins is the play here. So arrow go. That would be a I don't think a 15 hits.
Unfortunately, again, he raises his shield and manages to catch it.
Damn it, Jenkins! Stop using your shield. And then I guess just for I'll just move down 1 square because I can.
And onward to you, Rorgar.
Can I move to... Oh, actually, if I move to here, it would be an opportunity attack for the captain.
Yep.
No, I guess I'll stay where I am. I will just attack Jenkins again with advantage from the fairy fire.
Uh, 23 will hit.
I will use a spell slot to expend a divine smite to make sure that Jenkins, as much as I hate to say it, dies right now. So 8 damage plus divine smite is 2d8. So an extra 10 radiant damage.
He lets out a yell as your damage like burns up the side of his sleeve. But he looks at you cautiously. He looks very ragged, but he's still on his feet.
Oh, he's still up. Okay.
He's still up. Yeah. That takes us to Guardian.
Well, I'm gonna go pop Jenkins with them all. Just because he is looking weaker. And having him down sooner will be more beneficial. So, Reckless Ball.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyone want to give me an inspiration?
I will. I will.
Okay, thank you. Ha.
Oh no!
Yeah, unfortunately that is a miss.
Reload.
Technically, that's my fault. My information wasn't good enough.
He wasn't inspiring enough.
Hey, maybe you should kill him, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Do your best. It's fine.
Yeah, that's my turn.
So moving on, the first guard here, who's off in the distance, is going to take a shot at Rorgar actually, with his crossbow. It's just not his day. What's a 7? I imagine that's probably a miss.
No, that does not hit.
Okay, yeah. So he just shoots off into the distance. So let's see. Let's start with Mark. Mark is going to attack Guardian twice with his spear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. He crit with a 25 and then he rolled a 20. So let's see. Crit would be double. So 16, 24 piercing damage total.
12k.
And that is Mark. Actually, he's going to take Guardian, you're actually right in front of the captain, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just moved up just so we could see
Yeah.
Rorgar's health.
I'm gonna move the Mark for the same reason, but he's actually just moving one square over so that he's like surrounding you, but just so
he's
that we're not
actually
stacked.
here?
Yeah, so Guardian's right in front of the captain, and
Okay.
Mark is actually right there. We just have a
I
lot
can
of
move back
stacking
down.
going on.
I can move back down.
Okay.
I just wish like the health bars would pop over, you know.
Yeah.
Yours does. On my screen.
Mine does. Yeah, mine's doing that just fine.
You basically have to move Rogar's token to the front, and it'll fix that. Should be a right-click option on the token, but I
Hey,
think
I
only
gotcha.
Josh can do it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
There you go.
So let's see. Now Jenkins, I think he's gonna take a shot at you, Rorgar, first.
How dare you?
His first attack is a 6. He misses. And his
That specifically is blocked by the Shield of Faith.
his second attack is a 10, so that's also a miss.
That one I block. But the Shield of Faith, that's there for a reason.
And so that's all of these guys. Moving on to the captain. So the captain, facing you down, Guardian, takes you 2 attacks with his sword. Or his 2 swords. He's got one in each hand. A 10 and a 16.
16 will hit.
So the 16 hits for 7 slashing damage.
Ooh, down to 10 HP, guys.
Valen takes she takes a 10 steps forward and stands there. She's still holding something.
Just to look back at her like, really?
Onward to Virion. That crit will hit, yes.
Goodbye, Jenkins.
So Virion, you are muted.
I thought he was doing the whole silent assassin. Don't
I
say a
was.
word.
Thank you.
That's appropriate.
100%. Yeah, I just showed him my penguins finished the job.
So with the crit, that's going to double your longbow damage. That's 22 plus 3 from the penguin, so 25 total.
Go, my children.
No, I think that
I think that is my
I think
damage.
that 8 plus 3 is the damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's already doubled it.
Looking at the math on it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 1d8 plus 3, which would be my 8, and then another d8, that's the other 3, and then the
So
penguins
15.
is 3.
Okay. So 14.
Yeah, 14.
You have another strike against Jenkins, and at this point, his body's just like covered in arrows. But he's still standing, and he fights off one of the penguins. But he's looking desperate, like he's ready to break and run. But he's not. He's not taken out yet.
God.
I hate Jenkins. Suddenly.
See,
I
this is
liked
what
him.
I was
I liked
saying.
I liked him before.
But he's a jerk now. No one likes him. Elijah.
Let's see. I am going to cast on the captain Sacred Flame. So that'll be a dex save from him, and we'll see how that goes.
He rolled a 6.
Beautiful. 4 radiant damage.
Your radiance blasts him. He takes a step back, but still readies his 2 swords.
I'm going to stay where I am just in case somebody goes down.
Takes us to Issa.
So, just so I know, how is Mark and Jenkins looking right now?
Mark has taken no injuries at all. Jenkins is he's not looking so great.
All right, Jenkins, I need you to take this arrow for me.
Oh,
my lord.
He does not comply.
Refresh your page. It resets
It's
the
not-
algorithm.
No, that isn't a thing.
You
have
do have
a- you have-
inspiration.
No, I don't want to use inspiration. Just means that eventually I'm going to have to buy more arrows, is what it's going to mean. And
If
because
we
I
make
can't
it out
move
if you're
down
alive,
one.
I'll buy you more arrows.
I'll move down and back one. Maybe just putting a little bit more distance. Maybe that's what I need.
If you miss the
Yeah,
game next turn, you got to refresh just to try.
No, I'm not subscribing to your hypothetical nonsense. That is my turn, though.
It takes us to Rorgar.
gosh. 1 second. I just need to see if something is in action or not. That is okay. Roger will oh, I still want to do it though. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to Rogar pulls out his orc stone, and summons the spirit of Clarice. I don't think that's what I said before, but it's Clarice now. An orc war chief that stands right there behind the captain.
All right.
And the order I give is to kill the captain. That's the first order I give.
Why don't you go for it? I'm going to say the work chief will just follow your initiative so they can go ahead and attack immediately.
Do I have the war chief?
I think you should.
Yes. So the war chief can make 2 attacks. So it'll make 2 attacks with its great axe against the war chief, and it looks like it's flanking.
It is. Yep.
Did that roll with advantage?
22. Yep, that'll hit. 13 slashing. That's a good hit.
God. And the second one?
Unfortunately, that will not hit.
18 misses? Okay.
18 misses, yep.
And let me just look at the math on that. Yeah, that looks right.
So what happens is as the chief hits him, he brings up one of those other swords and blocks the chief's second attack. Good time for
Okay.
Clarice. Did you have anything else you wanted to do, Rorgar?
Clarice, it's good to see you again. And Clarice will respond, "Oh, hello, it's just nice to be wanted."
I love Clarice. That's an action, isn't it? Summoning
The action
chief?
was summoning the Orc Chief, and the rest of my action will just be to stay there.
Okay. That takes us to Guardian.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't need to reckless because now I have advantage. So, just normal maul attack with advantage because I have a flanker. Bah!
Yes! Yes!
25 will hit. Well, you're attacking the captain or Jenkins? You didn't say.
Captain. Oh,
Captain?
sorry, Captain.
Does that include your doubles already?
Yeah, it does, because you can
Yeah.
see the math does
Yeah.
the 2d6 on the 7 and the 9.
So, 18.
18? Yeah, it's a heavy hit against the captain. He almost drops one of his swords as he recovers. But he's still swinging. Taking us back to the guard. So the guard that's standing off there with his crossbow, he takes another aim. Let's see, he takes an aim at you, Rorgar.
Damn it, I was hoping the war chief would be a big target.
A 7 again. He's just rolling 7 after 7. Not so effective.
I will say that it's a very close shot, but then that Shield of Faith just knocks it away, because that was a good spell that I cast.
But I think Jenkins is actually going to focus his attention on Guardian here, and he attacks you twice with his spear. He does not have advantage.
Yeah. Not from reckless, anyways.
How's a 15 and a 16?
Both hit.
So that's 8 piercing and 8 piercing, 16 total.
8 damage.
Ooh.
I'm at 2 HP.
Then Mark is going to do the same thing with you, Guardian. $16 and an 8.
1 will hit.
That is 8 piercing.
I'm down. Negative
All right,
2.
so I have a very important question to ask. What order of operations does the damage reduction come in? Like, if I were to use my last psionic shield, would that apply to the damage before the rage reduction is taken into effect or after? Because that makes a huge bit of difference.
It's before. That's my understanding. It's before.
Okay. And you're down by what, 2? So I would have to reduce it by 6? Did I do the math on that right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's worth it. We'll just have to hope I roll pretty well. There you go. That's 7 reduction before you half it, so you are still up.
It was only 8, so that's 1 damage that he took.
Ah. Still better
Yeah.
than what you
No.
had.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. One
Look,
hit point.
our
I mean, that's
captain
one.
gets to go.
And the captain, let's see. The captain is going to one attack on you.
That's a pretty big war chief.
How's a 15?
On me?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that hits.
That is 7 slashing. And then he takes another swing at the war chief.
Yes.
Back down to -2.
How's 15?
Miss.
Oh, he missed. So Vlyn is still holding her action, and she says from behind you, Laja, you hear, Would you please quietly just kill one of them?
Oh, I don't like that.
Takes you to Uvarian.
Okay. I really want to see Jenkins go down here. So he is going to knock another arrow and just fire right
Still
at his
advantage.
face one more time. Ah, couldn't get another crit.
You could use your determination.
Oh, you know what? That's right.
Inspiration, sorry.
I'm
Inspiration.
gonna use inspiration there for sure.
So yeah,
And I
you
guess
don't
it's
roll.
just one, not with advantage, eh?
Yeah, it's just a normal
Yeah,
roll.
just one dice.
Oh
Ah.
wow.
That's
8, 9, 10.
unfortunately a miss.
Inspiration hates us tonight.
Not a big fan of it.
I think that takes us to Laja.
Okay, Guardian, take 11 healing.
Woo!
And I'm gonna stay right here because I don't want to go by Mark.
Guardian is still prone, right?
Yes.
Did you did you move your character?
No, I'm standing
Okay,
right
good.
behind you.
I'm just making sure my roll 20 isn't frozen.
It's going a little slow.
Yeah, it does feel that way.
I think that takes us to you, Issa.
All
Don't
right.
miss. Don't miss.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll sharpshooter. God. Why?
Who are you shooting?
Jenkins, so it doesn't matter. I'll
Yeah.
spend my inspiration because at this point it's going to be a TPK if we don't kill
We need
somebody
it.
soon. Does a 17 hit?
17 does not. I'm sorry.
Eh.
Why is it 17? Don't you have advantage because of fairy fire?
No,
it's-
well, I guess I do. But it's
Inspiration,
inspiration
no.
that's
Yeah, it's just a
rerolling.
single dice.
Oh yes. Okay.
So I guess I back up even more.
These guys are well trained.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
guys are really good.
Takes us to Rorgar.
Morgar is going to attack Jenkins with advantage, hopefully.
Okay.
21 will work.
I can't wait to get like second attack and
Jenkins stumbles back. He looks very injured. There are multiple wounds on him, but he still manages to hold. He looks like he's almost ready to run. His shield's held up in front of him.
Okay. Does the war chief go on my initiative too?
He does.
Okay. The war chief will do one attack on Jenkins and one on the captain this time.
Okay.
War chief. Just gotta click around. So this first one is on Jenkins. It should be advantage.
yeah, it's gonna
15
miss.
will not hit.
And I already declared it. The second one is on the captain.
A 23 will hit.
All right.
Yeah, it's another solid strike on the captain. Yeah, you guys may not be welcome in Easthaven.
But Do we really want to come back here?
It's
We
you got
own,
10
we
towns
own a
though.
bar. We own a bar in a different town. That's the place we want to be.
There are 10 towns. If you burn bridges with one of them, it's fine. I think that takes us to Guardian.
Stand up. Bonus action to rage. Since it dropped. Standard action. Beat the crap out of the captain. $19.
Hell yeah.
So as you go to attack the captain, he uses one of his reactions and he parries it at the last moment and you don't hit him.
Boo. It's lame. You know what'd be great is if this other person helped us. I'm not gonna name names, but this other person.
I think she's waiting for us to kill somebody to do
Yeah, but
something.
she probably has other things she could do.
She's old. She can't think too fast on her feet.
You know what? You're right.
She does look a little enfeebled as she's standing there. She looks a little shaky on her feet. And you remember she has been in a prison for who knows how long, perhaps mistreated the whole time.
Few minutes.
Let's see, the guard in the back, he's going to take another shot. Let's say this time he's going to take a shot at you, Laja.
Oh no. Pretty
Don't
big
worry,
war
he
chief.
hasn't been much of a threat lately. 17.
That hits.
That's 4 damage. I believe you do need to roll a concentration check too.
I do.
4 damage should be easy. You're fine.
I like that. I like that. He takes a few shots at me, and the moment he aims at Laja, boom, hits. And he still would have missed me. So he made the right choice. He's a smart man. Or woman. Or
So Mark takes his spear for 2 attacks at you, Guardian. So you didn't do a reckless attack, right?
No reckless, so no
Okay.
advantage.
Cool. 1 is a 6, so he misses, and the second's a 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's 8 piercing.
4 damage.
And then Jenkins, I think, is going to also make another attack against you, Guardian.
You keep saying he's got to run, and he hasn't run.
Well, you know,
He's a very
he's a
contradicting
well-disciplined
man.
troop here.
Then he shouldn't look like he's about to run.
7 and 11, so not much of a threat.
yeah, but a pretty good place to go for snacks.
Corn dog's good.
So Arlagath, with his sword, first swings at you, Guardian, for 10, and then second for 23.
That'll hit.
7 slashing.
3 damage.
Oh, wow! I love this rage.
Valen still holds in action and takes us to Virion.
God damn it, villain.
I'm so tempted to.
She's
do-
about as useful as a certain wall that never got completed.
Virion's gonna knock another arrow and just fire another one at Jenkins.
Oh man, I
Oh,
believe.
shit.
I'm gonna say it before you roll it. You still have advantage. I believe.
Doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Stop believing. It's not helping.
Elijah, you got anything in the bag? Anything in the bag to bring me a little higher? Got a towel you
I
can
have
give me?
one spell slot left.
Oh man.
Let's see. I am gonna try to get rid of Jenkins.
Possible.
Sacred Flame on Jenkins.
He's gonna pass.
Probably, but that's why it's a saving throw and not an attack.
He rolled a 12, so he did not pass.
Hmm.
As he catches on fire, he screams, "Ah!" ah," and he falls to the ground, dead, burning with sacred flame.
Yes. What?
I think Elijah's gotten a number of kills just by sacred flaming people.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. That's why I have it. It's for the aesthetic of my god shining down in this dark, dark place.
Let my god smite you, you non-believer.
Better paladin than the paladin. And the paladin has
Whoa.
2 gods.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm gonna stay here.
Oof.
Got
For someone
personal
who
all of a sudden.
uses nothing but radiant, you're casting some shade.
Oh,
Issa,
into Issa.
hit something. Don't be a
Yeah.
stormtrooper.
Yeah, I
You
think
can do
I'm
it.
just gonna continue to stormtrooper.
Crit 1, hit hit Guardian.
I'm gonna shoot the captain. No, I'm
Don't-
not.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Just humor me and refresh.
No. No.
You're doing this to yourself then.
It's a myth. It fixes nothing.
Well, with Roll20 being the way it is tonight, if you refresh, you may not get anything. Like, it may not load at all.
Exactly.
Sorry,
Oh,
Issa.
dude.
I think it takes us back to Wargar.
Okay.
He's not getting anything currently anyways.
As a bonus action, I'm going to use my Channel Divinity to use Vow of Enmity. So let me just click on this.
I haven't heard that since my Blackguard days in 4E.
So I now have advantage on the captain for a minute.
Cool.
I'll move to here. And Rogar will attack the captain with advantage.
Okay. Go for it. A 23 will hit.
All right, I will use my final spell slot to cast Divine Smite. So I do 7 slashing damage and 2d8 radiant damage. Not that great. But something. It was something.
It's getting there. I mean, your strikes leave the captain definitely wounded as he still looks around, surrounded by enemies. Takes us to Guardian.
The Orc War Chief has
Oh,
tilted
sorry.
back.
Yeah, sorry. I always forget about him. Or
He
them.
will fire 2 attacks into the captain with advantage.
22 will hit.
So that will be this amount of damage.
21 will hit.
And it hasn't... Oh, yeah, there it goes. Did it show the damage on your screen?
I didn't see it. What is it?
Dude.
There we go.
Okay, so 27 total. He's brutal. So the captain looks very wounded. He's looking around a little frantically from his injuries.
I hope he remembers who did the most damage to him.
So we're first going to go with Mark, who's going to take a
Skip
swing
me?
at you, Guardian.
You just skipped me.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
did.
we
I
did.
did.
We,
Sorry.
we didn't go with Guardian because of the War Chief.
That's right. Sorry. Go for it, Guardian.
Rude, I get double advantage now. Yeah. Maul, Captain, Face, hopefully death.
A
21.
21 will hit.
15.
Ooh.
So it's a strong blow against the captain, and he stumbles backwards. He looks to be on his last bit of life. And he says, "All right, I'll amend the deal. Just go. Just go."
With the woman.
No, the witch stays.
Then your
We have
life
to
is
burn
forfeit.
the witch. The town won't make it without a sacrifice.
Well, if you want to sacrifice the speakers touching the statue right about now. Isn't that a crime?
The Frost Maiden watches. A sacrifice must be given.
Oh, Jenkins or Mark. Or even that rude innkeeper.
She goes against the Frost Maiden. Her sacrilege must be returned by a sacrifice.
And if you go against me, you will just die on these streets along with your men.
That or die by the Frost Maiden. The cold will come for us all.
Then you have made your choice to die in the streets.
Well, apparently this energizes Mark, because he takes his spear, because it is now his turn, and he attacks you, Guardian. That was a 17?
Yep.
That's 8.
I'm down.
So while you're having this exchange with the captain, Mark, he creeps up and stabs you in the back. He says, "For the Frost Maiden!" Let's see. The dead Jenkins does nothing but lay there dead. The second guard out here in the distance, let's see. Oh, you know what? He goes to drop his crossbow and ready his spear because, he's seen one of his comrades fall and his captain's almost falling. He begins to start to charge you guys when he stops, and you guys all hear like the sound of wind, like a big gust of wind. And landing right behind him is Suzanne. And she opens her mouth and breathes a huge blast of cold air right into his face. What's different from her usual blast of cold, because you guys have seen this before, is it's extraordinarily cold. Like, it's so cold, I'd say even Virian, you feel some of the cold upon your face. And what happens is the guard, immediately a layer of frost covers him, and then the air around him flash freezes, and he's encased in a whole like cocoon of ice. And then Suzanne, just to finish it off, flips around and hits it with the block of ice with her tail, and it shatters to the ground. And then she lowers herself down a little bit, spreads her wings, and lets out a huge roar. I'm going to kill him. And we're going to put Suzanne into initiative.
Sorry, I thought that was Suzanne speaking. I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, was that roar in Draconic?
The roar isn't draconic.
Ah, okay.
Is she bigger?
Friends, Suzanne was roaring. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, she is bigger. She is now about the size of a horse.
Giddy up.
So the captain is going to take a disengage action to one of the houses here, leaving his men behind. And Valen says, a dragon, eh? And she releases her spell that she'd been holding. And actually, Jenkins' corpse stirs, and there's a green energy that circles his body. And he begins to stand up with broken, twisted legs and twisted arms. And he stands up, a zombie. Valen has raised him as a zombie.
Is that zombie wearing a cowboy hat?
He is wearing a cowboy hat. It's great. It's the orc zombie.
Hell yeah.
So the zombie moves forward a little bit into range with Mark. Takes a swing and misses. Onward to Virian.
I guess Virian's gonna attack the other guard since he doesn't really have a line on the captain, and I don't think I can move into range. Did he go into one of those buildings?
Yeah, he raced in one of the buildings.
Okay. Yeah, Virian's just gonna knock an arrow and attack the one remaining guard then.
Mark. Still have advantage.
Mark?
16 will not hit.
All right. With that, I think with his movement, Virian is going to run to about here and chase after the captain.
You see the house the captain's entered. He slammed the door behind him.
Before everyone else goes, can I ask, does this spot have range on the captain?
He's actually blocked by a building, so you don't have a clear line of sight.
If someone was in this spot, would they have range?
No, there's no window. He's
What if they
blocked
were
by
in this
the wall.
spot?
No, you'd actually have to go in the building, which I'd say the door is probably like right here.
Okay. Just wanted to get that clear. Okay.
Giving it to Laja.
I'm thinking of where the door is. I don't think I'll be able to get over there without going past Mark and open the door. So I guess I will just move up as much as I can. I guess that's what I can do. I guess no, I can move up and attack Mark because he's still there.
Yeah.
Why am I concentrating on the captain?
As you're moving, Laja, you hear what sounds like the town bell being rung.
Great, that's terrible. I'm gonna Sacred Flame Mark while I start moving towards where we're going.
Okay.
A 2, 3. No, I'm at -1.
Mark rolls a 6.
Beautiful. That's 8 damage.
So the first bit of damage to Mark is a Sacred Flame. And Issa, before you go, you notice Suzanne. She's turned her attention actually from the guard that she just pulverized, and she's actually focused on one of the buildings, not the building the captain's in, and she's just started rampantly attacking it. So she's got her front claws. She's tearing down the door frame. She's tearing out the pillars. She's swiping into the building, knocking out the windows with her tail. She's just tearing it down, basically.
Well, that could be a problem. We might have to put down a berserking dragon, but I guess the bigger problem right now is Mark, so let's just continue to stormtrooper. I'll be here every day. I'll be here.
Wow.
That's 6 arrows just into the wind.
Borgar will move towards Suzanne 1, 2, 3, to here. And Suzanne, calm down. It is all right. Everything is okay.
And she lets out a growl for a moment as she's tearing the building down, and she spins on you as almost she was going to attack. But when she sees you, she kind of calms down a bit. And you notice she is larger. Before she was about the size of a small pony, and now she's about the size of a horse. Her eyes are like a deep, intense blue. And she looks at you, sort of turning her head to the side.
Borgar will put out his hand as to kind of like pet, or maybe like let Suzanne kind of gnaw, like you do with like a puppy. And even though that might hurt.
As you lean forward on the shards of the glass piece, or the ice pieces of the guard that she shattered, she's still got her tail whipping back and forth, and she actually swipes off a bit of the building with her tail. And in the distance, you hear Valen say, "We should leave. We can't take the entire town guard by ourselves."
And then I'd like the war chief to go. You said the door was here?
Yeah.
So he has enough speed to go actually to right to here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. And he will use 2 attacks on that captain.
Okay.
First one. Great axe right there.
Crit? Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, okay. Did that do the crit automatically? I think it did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
24.
No need to roll for the second attack, because that's definitely enough to finish the captain. From outside the house, you guys hear a scream as Clarice murders the captain in somebody's house.
Now, as a bonus action, the Orc War Chief can move up to a speed towards a hostile creature that it can see. Can it still see Mark from inside the building?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. If that's the door, yeah, you could see him.
So I rushes out and wham, an attack against Mark. Sorry.
He's the murder machine. That, unfortunately, even with advantage, is not enough.
That's okay. You know, running that fast in a turn, that takes it out of you. It's understandable. Clarice is, oh, I'm sorry, but I dealt with your problem in the building.
It takes us to Guardian.
Yeah, that's my first death save throw.
If someone would like to control Suzanne, I nominate Guardian.
No, because I don't know what is going on with her.
I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Suzanne has 60 feet fly speed, so Suzanne can get. Oh my god, it's not helping me here. It's being very sticky. Roll 20. There we go. Suzanne can fly to right here, and we'll make a bite attack on Mark.
He's 17 will hit. Yeah, not a lot there.
Oh, that's awesome. I assume you wanted me to use the weaker one because we're
Yeah,
whole
because we have
team,
Issa.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yep.
And Valen actually begins to hobble her way past the fight, like she's headed out towards the gate, and she says, "Everyone, we should flee. More guards are most definitely coming." Onward to Virion.
I guess Virion is going to walk around over to this side of the guard and pull out his Moonblade. And there's still advantage on right now? I guess it
Yes.
would because he's flanked anyways.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
I just realized I deleted the guard from initiative. So why don't we do this? Since we know Laja was last, we'll put the guard after Virion. Virion, did you want to do anything else?
I think that's about all I can do, unfortunately.
Okay. So the guard is going to take a disengage, Morark. And he's going to run to about here. And he's trying to head off between the buildings and alleyway, away from you guys. But that'll take us to Laja.
I just realized that Guardian's on -1. Oops. I'm gonna go over to Guardian and quickly use my last spell slot to get him up at least so we can all run away together. I just need to wait for my sheet to load real quick.
Roll 27, hard time.
Roll 20 is having a very difficult time. You have 4 HP now.
Before we move on to Issa, I will give you guys the option. You can let Mark go and combat will be over, or you can chase him through the streets. He is heading away from the exit of the city, though, so you'd be chasing him further into town.
Yeah, I think we should just go.
Yeah, let's just bail.
One of us can keep chasing him. The orc war chief.
And the zombie.